This is Greg Troutwine with Maritime Logistics Professional TV, and we're very pleased to be joined today by Charlie Ferlisi, the Director of Engineering and Equipment Services, Port Newark Container Terminal, and Sydney Ike, Mafia USA, to discuss Port Newark Container Terminal's green port investment in propane fueled equipment. Charlie, to start us off, can you give a by the numbers look at the Port Newark Container Terminal's operations, just to give our viewers a size and scale of a size and scope of your operations?
Hi, Greg. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. So PNCT currently operates on 272 acres of land here in Port Newark, New Jersey. Our current throughput is approximately 1.65 million TEUs annually. And to handle this, we are using a variety of equipment ranging from STS gantry cranes, straddle carriers, empty handlers, reach stackers, RTGs, and yard tractors. Our main source of equipment for terminal operations is a straddle carrier. However, our main source of equipment for rail operations is RTG, reach stackers, and yard tractors. Overall, we have a complete fleet of over 200 pieces of state-of-the-art equipment.
Late last year, PNCT was engaged in a side-by-side comparison of its current diesel-fueled port tractor and Mafi's propane-fueled port tractor. Can you share the results from the perspective of performance, fuel burn, and emissions?
Yes, last year we were able to run a series of tests in partnership with PERC and Mafi. From these tests, we were able to identify that there was a significant reduction in emissions utilizing propane. It was nearly a 98% reduction in emissions compared to our Tier 3 and Tier 4 interim tractors, which was a tremendous success. In addition, we were able to identify that the Mafi LPG tractor had significant torque to handle our rail operation. Our rail operation consists of a flyover which has a 5% incline, and the Mafi LPG was able to sustain this incline without any loss of power.
So Sid, we're going to come to you for a moment. Specifically, can you give us the technical specifications of the Mafi propane fueled port tractor that was demonstrated and eventually purchased by PNCT?
Tech specs is pretty simple. It's a PSI engine, 8.8 liter. It has an Allison gearbox, a Kessler rear axle with a 90K capacity. It's 98% cleaner than diesel, environmental friendly, affordable, especially with grant money, electric versus LP, or as well as the current diesel versus LPG versus the electric. This is extremely affordable. It's much cleaner, obviously 98% cleaner than diesel. And it's a bridge between right now 2023 and 2030 or 2035 as far as an alternate to cross the zero emission barrier. The only thing slightly different as far as when it comes to the PM side of this is the pressurization of the fuel filter. On the PSI engine, it's a little bit under pressure compared to a diesel, but as far as the PMs and the hourly timelines, it's all basically the same. There's nothing new on the maintenance perspective as far as one versus the other.
You know, I know that propane is hardly a new fuel, but perhaps new in this application. So for anyone who's watching this in the port sector, again, I know there's really no difference in maintenance, but simply put, what do new owners and prospective buyers need to know if they're considering buying a propane fueled unit?
Well, one of the things they should definitely know is it burns 98% cleaner than diesel. That in itself speaks for itself. So you'll have a much cleaner engine, cleaner environment. And as far as working on this, obviously it's a PSI engine, which is located out of Chicago, the OEM. So realistically, the parts, the longevity of the engine, the longevity of the parts is going to be extended much better than it would be with a diesel engine, Tier 4, Tier 3, whatever the case may be.
You know, I've been in this business for 30 years, and I know that investment in ports and port terminals is nonstop, particularly now with the emission reduction mandates. Can you discuss in depth PNCT's investment in this clean technology? I guess really what I'm getting at is what was the compelling case for propane as a fuel for the port tractor fleet? And looking at it holistically, how many vehicles are we talking about? And when will the transition be complete?
Yes, you're correct. PNCT's investments are continuously ongoing to improve our sustainability and, of course, reduce our carbon footprint. Last year, PNCT purchased and tested hybrid diesel straddle carriers, which was a tremendous success. This year, we are purchasing the 20 Mafia LPG tractors. The reason why PNCT has chosen propane is for its accessibility and, of course, the availability within our area. Unfortunately, electric is still not a viable option, but electric providers are working to create the infrastructure needs to support our grid. Until that happens, PNCT is working with PERC to find alternative fuel solutions. Some of the solutions that we're looking forward to is finding a propane hybrid solution for our straddle carriers and our RTGs. There's a tremendous amount of research and development going into these projects at the current moment. As for the tractors, we have a complete fleet of 45 tractors, which will be replaced within the next 2 years. The first 20 tractors have been ordered and are expected to arrive in December of 2023. Once we have received those, we would then proceed with replacing the remaining fleet in 2024.